Hi guys, welcome to Rashidia again. Today I'm cooking red cabbage. It's one of the, I would say one of the most famous German vegetables which you can find. I think everybody in the world knows sauerkraut. But then I think on second will be already red cabbage, which we call in Germany Rotkohl. And in some areas we also call it Blaukraut. Means blue cabbage basically, so because it's not really red. So how do we do it? We start with onions and I have a little bit of chopped skin from smoked duck. I personally prefer when I cook the red cabbage with duck fat or with goose fat to start. A lot of people just do it with butter, or if you want to do vegetarian you just do it with oil. Which is all fine. Like some people put sugar, I prefer not to put sugar. I have enough onions and enough apple, which gives me, I think, enough sweetness. Because the red cabbage, when it's ready, actually is sweet and sour. With vinegar, because we use red grape vinegar, which is here, and a little bit. Then I have a little bit of chicken stock. So, and as I said, some people put sugar, but I rather do it with apple and the onions. Then a lot of people also use a red jam, like most of the red currant in Germany, red currant, or some also cranberry jam, which I also don't do. I think with apple I do have enough. But then the spices, I made a little spice bag. What I use a tea bag. Normally in the traditional we would take a piece of linen and then we put bay leaves, juniper berries, a few cloves and some crushed peppercorns inside. So we cook that with the cabbage. You can put it straight inside, mix it, it cooks better you can say. But then I have the bay leaves and the cloves and things in the vegetable when I eat it, which is not very nice. So that's why I put it in a bag, and at the end we just remove the bag and that's it. So when you cut the cabbage, the onions is okay, you can cut a little bit more coarse, because by the time the cabbage is cooked, it will take about 1.5 hours. By the time the cabbage is cooked, the onions will be done and will be also work as a binding agent for the cabbage. So we also do not put flour. In some areas in Germany also, when they start cooking, they dust it with a little bit of flour, but I don't do this either. I want it as plain as possible because I want to taste the cabbage really. And if you know, cabbage has a lot of vitamin K and a lot of vitamin C. Vitamin K, we know is good for our brain, and vitamin C, we know what is used for it. It's good for our immune system to build it. So cabbage actually is a very, very healthy vegetable. So let's cut a little bit. When we cut it, we have to cut it fine. So normally that's why I would always recommend to cut it with a mandolin, because then it's easy, it's fast, and straight. But you can also cut it by hand. But cut it as fine as possible. And when the cabbage is cooked, because we don't want, some people they cook the cabbage really long, so it's almost smashy. We don't want that. We don't want it smashy because we don't want to puree. But cabbage is very good. So you see I cook quite a lot here, because cabbage you don't cook every day. So I want to put a little bit in the freezer. So a few portions. That's it's the easiest way to do. And even when you can keep it a few days in the fridge when it's cooked, because cabbage stays quite well. But it's a perfect vegetable to freeze it. Okay, so now everything is cut, and then let's go and cook. Okay, my pot is ready. So just add a little bit butter, the duck skin, so if I have really duck fat, it's better. But even this, the smell, because it was from the smoked duck, the skin, so it gives me a nice flavor. Now next I put the onions. And with the onions I can put straight away. In a minute later I put the apple. Just saute the onions a little bit to get a little bit the flavor. Because as I said, I want the sweetness of the onions in the cabbage. So what a lot of people also do, what we can do to we marinate the cabbage the day before with the vinegar and the spice pack, and keep it overnight. Or in Germany also a lot of people cook it straight away with red wine instead of vinegar. So and then marinate it overnight. So which is possible also, but it's okay. It's not necessary. I don't have the time now, so I cook it straight away. Okay, so then I add the apples. So now I saute this for a few minutes, and then I add the cabbage. Okay, so the onions are okay. Now I put the cabbage. So if you marinate it before, then obvious the volume is straight away less, because when the vinegar, basically when you marinate in vinegar, it starts cooking before. So now it's the vinegar. And now I leave it, so I have to make sure that I put my bag now. Put it in there, in the little bit of liquid. Now I add straight away now a little bit of chicken stock. Not too much, but to make sure my spice pack is covered. You see already the volume goes down, so in another 5 minutes is half. Okay. So it's boiling nicely. See my spice pack, so make sure it's gone down again. And so now I put the heat a little bit down and keep it simmering slowly. Close it off again, and okay. So let's check if my cabbage is ready. So should be good. Looks nice. Perfect. Super. So ready. Doesn't need nothing else. Everything is good. The acid is right. The sweet level is right. So it's good. Now I have a few sausages ready also, because when you eat as a German, you have to have some sausages. So normally cabbage, red cabbage, what we do, number one, we eat it most of the time in winter. So, and for Christmas, red cabbage is always there. So we have, but when you have like beef roulades, or when you have sour beef, or any roast, any poultry roast, like roast duck, roast turkey, roast goose, normally always we eat it with red cabbage, either then with spätzle or dumplings or potatoes, or sometimes even with pasta, but very rare. Most of the time is something with potatoes. In the south is more spätzle and dumplings, and the north is more mashed potatoes and regular boiled potatoes or roast potatoes. So it depends which area you come from. So what I will have tonight, I will have just the red cabbage and the sausage with a little bit of mustard, nothing else. And the rest, as you saw, I made a lot, so the rest will go in the freezer, and then we have for the next 2-3 times more, we have cabbage stew for our meat. I remove my spice pack now. See, it's so easy. If you put it in a bag, then everything is gone. Otherwise, you would start to peel and look for the bay leaves and all the stuff now. So we don't have that problem. So it smells nice. As I said, it's the beginning. A little bit sweet and sour. Or a bit more, because I have only the sausage with it. So voila. And whoops, voila. and that's it. So nothing else, because this is, I will just have it now with a little bit of mustard, and that's about it.